In the 70s, Vancouver was a movie desert. The cinema scene was dominated by two competitors, Odeon and Famous Players. And now enter the new contender. The plot thickens. So who's this new kid? Leonard. He's nobody. Look at his hair. He's probably a drifter. No, even worse, a psychology professor. Just another hippy-dippy draft dodger with tenure. What makes him such an opposite of Hollywood expert? He bought the rich? It's barely functional. I don't know though, he's got some chutzpah. He's very punctual. Even when he was looking like Karen Russell's hairy uncle, he still fought his way up from the bottom. Bare knuckle. How? He did it dressed in top hats and tight pants at the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Everybody's Saturday night plans. Starting out on a stipend without so much as a hype man, he turned into a Taipan, a Vancouver business Titan. Leonard's mission since the beginning has been to enlighten and bring this sleepy city a little bit of excitement, inject some cultural life into it and brighten it up, and leave it blinking in astonishment when the lights come up. See, a life is a story. A life is a story of a type that might appear in a movie. The Hollywood multiplex bandits are spearing. The Hollywood multiplex bandits are spreading fear and cruelty, and the village is under threat. But the hero is loony. 7 samurai. Leonard is Toshiro Mifune. At least he could have been. He could have been, but sometimes plans change. A good samurai lead reads the landscape and adapts his ways. Kurosawa captures the scene. Leonard stands in the rain, draws a blade, and calmly savors a bottle of champagne. He does that. In The Greatest Show on Earth, he plays Charlton Heston's role, the best in show, the protagonist, and don't forget the pro. But this life as a film metaphor isn't really acceptable, because for Leonard, life is never anything less than a film festival. He started in Los Angeles. His independent foreign film passions blossomed at Stanford. Traveled to Saskatchewan for his psychology master's. Didn't want to bloody his hands in Vietnam. He wanted answers. And he ended up in Vancouver and began taking chances. The entrepreneurial Holy Spirit seized him in '78. He took over the ridge and became St. Peter at its heavenly gates. The programming was excellent, so the revenues came, and he ended up with a cinematic empire, owning like 7 or 8. He ran the Plaza, the Van East, and the Starlight. He founded the 5th Avenue and made the Varsity and the Park nice. He discovered some of the best films in the cinematic archives, but it's always Casablanca when it's opening night. Then he founded the film festival in '82, making crazy moves like, yeah, Van City, that's the way we do. He's got a knack for picking films that get the great reviews with 150,000 patrons saying, hey, me too. So, what does a man do with an empire and corner office? Does he sit back and tap cigar ashes on it? Not Leonard. He is in it to make a profit, but when his cup is full, he doesn't turn off the faucet. He says, we're doing charity. We're doing charity benefits now. Regulators try to block them, but he backs them down. His generosity is limitless. I've asked around, except he plays the meanest tennis match in town. Generosity doesn't mean uncompetitive. He's never lost. He makes investments pay off, whatever the cost. You can check the ledger. Whenever Leonard's involved, there are winners and losers, but it generally benefits all. Generous to a fault, he's always on call. He was a loving father, coached his daughter softball, and he didn't even feel threatened when his son got tall. See? Generosity. But his generosity is overshadowed only by Barb Small. His partner, his child's mother, children's mother, his passion involvement, his pillar, his badly needed fashion consultant. See, a film needs a conflict. A film needs conflict so that the action resolves it. But Barbara forced him to tackle only non-domestic problems. Like fundraisers, supporting Guatemalan schools, like fighting for the Rio's right to sell a whole lot of booze, like changing the city's culture and breaking all the rules, like winning a Diamond Jubilee medal, because Leonard is all about jewels. Natural jewels, you know, like forests and ecosystems. He's also all about supporting the people with him, building community and pursuing a deeper vision. The Prime Minister and the popcorn guy don't need to be treated differently. This was supposed to be a roast, a tongue lashing. So here we go. I did some research and Leonard gave me a serious lack of material. I searched for unpleasant facts, but my grasp was ethereal. This man wouldn't stick a knife into a package of cereal. Just to give you an example, I sent out emails to some of his close friends and got some interesting responses back. Yeah, he's a saint, he's brilliant, he's really generous, he's such a nice guy, he's such a community spirit, and does all kinds of great things. I'll just give you one example. Give me some dirt on Leonard Schein, his friend David. Give me some dirt on Leonard Schein. Leonard Schein is one of those incredible people who has so many activities, lives in town, political activist, entrepreneur, philanthropist. He makes people like him, he's the type that makes people like him the heart of what community means. I have great admiration and gratitude to him, but I'm afraid I don't have any anecdotes to add to your rap. Yours truly, David Suzuki. Looking for dirt here. He never says a bad word, he never calls a man a bastard, or a woman a pain in the ass, even when he's plastered. He goes to the fringe and MSF, and he fights cancer, so I guess he puts the bene back in benefactor. He used to tell his daughter scary stories, though. Men in black, creeping in the night, monstrous, who've been to hell and back. But at one point, the story shifted into a different track. Like, and then his investments crashed, and the hero lost the tennis match. Now, recent developments are signaling retirement. And there's been some panic. Like, what about the echelons he's high up in? Is he crazy? Retirement? Is his brain losing mileage? What about the free tickets? He had a constant supply of them. Targeted laughter means special treatment. Relax, he hasn't lost his entrepreneurial spirit. More time means more charity work to inherit. Next up, protecting the habitat of the speckled ferret. And a weekly collection of each next order of merit. He'll still get the tickets, he'll still have something to say, something positive about a film or a gig or a play. He'll still serve only real butter and never parquet. So tonight is his bar mitzvah. At 65, Leonard is finally coming of age. And despite his accomplishments and all that he's banked, Leonard is so humble that he doesn't want to be thanked. I know this because he told me in an email. It was honest and frank. And the content was all in the subject line. The body was blank. Very confusing. So, perhaps a toast is the best solution. Let's raise our glasses to this wonderful man. This institution, this major, this world expert in popcorn distribution. He may never rest, but if he does, if he rests, it's restitution. So the curtain isn't closing. There is no finish line. There's just a restless spirit and a generous mind and a friend to many whose mantra is any time. So let's imbibe and drink to the life of Leonard Schein.